Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the March 11th, 2025 Manchester Town Council meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we're going to begin tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I apologize on behalf of the mayor, but she is feeling under the weather this evening, so she's not going to come and share her germs with us. We're going to begin tonight with the receipt of the January 2025 Treasurer's Report.
I'll make a motion we receive the January 2025 Treasurer's Report.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And the February 2025 check register.
I'll make a motion we approve the February 2025 check register.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're going to move into the mayor's report. The fiscal year 26 budget work session will be held tonight after the meeting, and on Wednesday, March 26th, we'll have another one at 6:30 p.m. Water bills will be mailed on March 28th and are due on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. Hydrant flushing will take place on April 23rd and April 24th, starting at 9 p.m. Out in the vestibule, we have applications for the Charlotte B. Collette Memorial Scholarship, which is sponsored here by the town. Those applications are due May 1st. Don't forget to pick up an application at either the Manchester Valley High School Guidance Office or here at Town Hall. We also have them available online at manchestermaryland.gov. Additionally, we have the MML Scholarship. The Carroll County chapter of the Maryland Municipal League offers 3 $1,000 scholarships. For more information, you can go to our website, manchestermaryland.gov, and those applications are due by April 25th. Yard waste pickup will begin on Wednesdays. Hughes will start picking up yard waste on April 9th and will continue through December 17th. Yard waste consists of grass clippings, leaves, and small branches not in excess of 3 feet and or 4 inches in diameter. Branches must be bundled in armful loads. Yard waste should not be mixed with mulch, dirt, or any residential refuse, including pet waste. Residents should place lawn waste out on their curbside for Tuesday evening for the Wednesday pickup. These guidelines must be followed or Hughes will not collect your yard waste. All yard waste must be placed in either craft paper bags or in containers to be dumped. No plastic bags will be accepted. Election information. Those interested in running for the position of town council member, we have 3 vacant seats, must file a nomination packet by Monday, April 7th, 2025. Packets are available on our website, manchestermaryland.gov, and the election will be held here on Tuesday, May 20th, and the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Our spring bulk trash pickup will be on April 16th. You must first call Hughes Trash Removal to let them know that you have a large bulk item to be picked up. Brush pickup will be the following week on April 24th. Remember that your pile can't exceed 4 feet in height, 4 feet in width, and 8 feet in length. Each property will receive 1 pickup, and the town collects this twice a year in April and in October. Paint can disposal issues. Please do not place cans with undried paint in the trash. Paint must be completely dried with either cat litter or shredded paper. These guidelines must be followed or Hughes will not collect the trash. And our final reminder, dogs must be kept on a leash, cord, or chain when not on the premises of the owner. We've recently been hearing about dogs that are not leashed when they're not on their property, and we have some concerned residents. And that is it for the mayor's report. The next thing on our agenda, we need a motion to approve the appointment of Mr. Elwin Wagner to the Board of Supervisors of Elections. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve Elwin Wagner for the Board of Supervisors of Elections.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so moved. Kelly, is it all right if we go ahead and swear in? All right. Owen, if you'll come up, please. All right. If you raise your right hand, and after I say I, you put in your name. Okay. I
Elwin Wagner,
do affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will be faithful and will bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland and will support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Board of Supervisors of Elections member according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
I do.
All right, thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And if you want to take this over, Kelly will have you sign it. Once you do that. All right. The next thing that we have is our town administrator and public works reports.
Okay, good evening, council. A couple of things on the list here this evening. The ENR upgrade for the wastewater treatment plant, I have reviewed the 60% designs. I had numerous questions that were brought up, and the engineering firm is in the process of answering them, and the 90% design is slated to be completed by the end of this month. The PFAS removal project, we received 2 proposals yesterday for the design, and we are in the process of evaluating them now. The Manchester Elementary School crosswalk project, 4 companies were solicited for bids. We had 3 respond back, with the lowest bid being $5,500. And I have an action item at the end for that. The fiber project, there was a progress meeting at the end of January, and the installation is nearing completion. The Manchester East Stormwater Facility, the county is still in negotiations with the property owner. Main Street trees and sidewalks, there is no movement on that or the crosswalk refurbishment project. There is a meeting on Thursday, March 13th at 7 between the town and Charlotte's Quest Nature Center. The Watershed Action Plan grant. We received a proposal from Hanover Land Design to assist with the grant, and I believe we also just received approval from National Fish and Wildlife that they're going to give us that grant. So we'll have more on that next meeting. The sale of the Long Lane parking lot, Kelly has sent to the paper to announce the public meeting, and we'll be more on that next month. You have the code enforcement paperwork in front of you. The Equine Meadows, there is no movement on that project, and the solar project for Maverick 1 is still in progress. So that is my report. Moving on to the Public Works report submitted by Rodney. You have the water and wastewater data for last month. On February 27th, the town met with Carroll County Resources Management to go over our good housekeeping plan for the water wastewater side. The York Street water tower standpipe replacement, last month it was approved with the project starting in early April. We are still waiting on delivery of the Guterman data loggers that was approved by the council last month. PFAS, we have two proposals, and we're evaluating those. The wastewater treatment plant, we're expected 90% back at the end of the month. The effluent pump station is 100% complete and functioning. And our wastewater treatment plant headworks, bar screen project, they are coming next week to start equipment installation. The Christmas Tree Park fencing project began this week. And we've had 5 winter events. And that is all I have.
Any questions for the town administrator? All right, hearing none, it's okay. We'd like to move into the action items that he brought up. The first action item that he discussed was the Manchester Elementary School ADA sidewalk repair. Bids were received for replacing the sidewalk with an ADA ramp to York Street We received 3 bids, prices anywhere from $5,500 to $24,080. And the recommendation from the town administrator is to award the bid to Stanley Groves and Sons for the replacement of the sidewalk with an ADA ramp at Manchester Elementary School on York Street, and they bid in at the amount of $5,500. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the Stanley Groves and Sons bid of $5,500 for the ADA ramp to York Street.
I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, that one passes. And our second action item was in regards to tank number 2 cleaning. They received proposals from 2 of the companies that they solicited for cleaning tank number 2. And this proposals are to remove the rags and grit from tank number 2. Both prices were submitted, are subject to change based on the disposal rates of the material removed and time to complete the project. And there's emails with explanations for those different things. And the 2 bids were for JG Environmental for $11,451.25 per day, or Gerald Taylor Company Incorporated for approximately $20,000 to $22,000 estimated based on 5 days of work.
And I would like to make the recommendation that we go with Gerald Taylor and Company based on their bid was for 5 days. So if it takes less, the price will be less. So they're averaging about $4,000 to $5,000 a day.
All right, so then do we have a motion to go with staff recommendation for Gerald Taylor Incorporated for the cleaning of tank number 2?
So it's definitely 4,000 a day. That's just, we're showing the weekly price there. It's not,
Yes, that's how they quoted it, and there's an email in your stack that has a price breakdown between the 2 companies.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid of Gerald Taylor Company Incorporated for $20,000 based on 5 days of work for cleaning of tank number 2.
All right, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it passes. Thank you. All right, next thing we're going to move into is the police report.
Good evening, council members and members of the community. Chief Hess has a previous engagement this evening, and he asked me to give his report. For the month of February, MPD investigated 141 complaints. They criminally charged 3 persons, one related to traffic enforcement, one for domestic assault, and a juvenile for theft. Our only Part 1 crime is a juvenile theft case, and that was stealing from sheets. Through grant money, MPD purchased a new speed trailer, which is equipped with a license plate reader and a message board. During the month of March, they placed the unit on Charmel Drive, which led to an increase of speed enforcement by MPD. Numerous citations and warnings have been issued, and enforcement in that area will continue. From March 1st through March 4th, 946 vehicles have traveled Charmel Drive, and that is just recording in one direction from southwestern to Route 30. There have been 658 medium to high-risk drivers identified. 22 are in the high-risk category. As the weather gets warmer, the outdoor activities will increase, so please be aware of children playing, runners, walkers, and bicyclists. Please slow down, stop at the stop signs, and be aware of your surroundings. MPD has investigated 2 accidents on Main Street, and both due to the drivers not paying attention. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the most recent could have been a horrific tragedy involving a pedestrian. So put the phones down and pay attention, please. Analysis summary on overdoses. The total number of overdoses this year to date increased by 36.4% when compared to February of 2024. The number of overdose fatalities decreased by 66.6%. The Manchester Police Department would like to thank the following for the thank you cards and the food treats. the Manchester Elementary School parents and students, the Berry Patch Daycare Center, the Bowhagers off of Ebbvale Road, and the area Girl Scouts. And they added that the appreciation goes a long way. Thank you. So any questions to pass on to Chief Hess? Very good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hearing none, we'll move on. Next order of business is the fiscal year 24 audit report findings, and we have a representative from Clifton Larson Allen who's going to come up and share their findings with us.
All right, good evening, thank you. I must say, Steve, that's the first time I think I've seen you as the police liaison in all these years. You've worn many hats, and I walked in, did not expect to see Steve again sitting behind the podiums, but welcome back. So many of you have heard my report annually every year. I'm Bill Early from Clifton Larson Allen. We are the external audit firm. We audit the finances of the town. Every year, you're required to follow that report with the state of Maryland by October 31st. It was submitted to the state of Maryland along with the uniform financial report that is required to go. Kelly prepares the uniform financial report. We review it. We do prepare the financial statements. Kelly does review them. And while we're here, she provides us all the information we need to do our audit. So I'm here tonight to present the results of the audit to you. I'm happy to report that there are no new findings this year. We do have three. They are the same three that have been there in previous years. One regarding segregation of duties, which we always say just because due to your sheer size, that's always an issue. However, I myself witnessed your control tonight by watching you take receipt of the check register and the treasurer's report. So I know that you are doing some compensating controls there. The other one is the financial statement prep. The town operates under a budgetary accounting, so you're more concerned with the budget to actual results on a monthly annual basis, even though you are required by state law to submit financial statements prepared in accordance with governmental accounting standards. So we are hired to be that technical resource, but technically they are the town's financial statements, so we do need to say that. The other finding that we did have was, once again, the suspension of debarment with regarding use of federal funds. The reason that is a repeat is by the time, you're not used to getting single audits, but with all the ARPA money, you did get it the past couple of years. During the 23 audit, we actually noted that. However, by the time we got and noted it, got it to Kelly, and she was able to correct the situation, it was already into the next fiscal year. So obviously when we tested this fiscal year, we found it again. That should be corrected and hopefully removed in the future. There was no violation of any compliance with the federal laws. It was just merely, it was paid, and then you have to do a suspension department check to make sure they're not suspended by the federal government to be paid. So once the check was done, there was no impropriety there, but it is supposed to be done. So we do have to put that in our findings to the federal government when we send that in. Besides that, the financial statements received an unmodified opinion. On the financial statements, there were accounting estimates in there. We tested those. We looked at them. We compared them to industry standards. We found nothing out of the ordinary. There were no significant or unusual transactions that were recorded in the financial statements this year. We did not have any uncorrected misstatements that needed to be corrected. Everything we brought to Kelly's attention was either correct or we sat down and discussed it, and we made the appropriate journal entries that needed to be made. We had no disagreements with management during the course of our audit, and then we also asked for representation at the end of our audit that everything Kelly told us was truthful to the best of her knowledge. Management did not consult any other accountants while we were here per the information we received, and again, there was no difficulties in performing any of the procedures we did. We come on site for about a week, sometimes 2 weeks. It's been more. We can do a lot more remotely now. And then we go back to our office and we finish up as Kelly finishes up. Mostly the fixed assets is what takes the longest. And then we issued our report dated October 30th. So all in all, a good report. The same kind of, I don't want to say the same old, but that's what it is. So that's good news always because there's no new findings. And the city's financial statements did receive an unmodified opinion, which is the highest level of opinion we can give on the financial statements. With that said, I'll answer any questions the council may have.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Steve, did you want to ask your question? So, all right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right. Our next order of business, we have a spraying request from Mr. Marvin Coltwriter. Each spring, Mr. Coltwriter reaches out to the council to request permission for spraying for insects and weeds on a property that he rents from Gary Lamont. It is the same chemicals that he lists out. He is licensed. He does have the permitting and things that he needs to from approximately March 15th to about September 30th. So we need a motion and a second to approve this request.
I make a motion to approve the spraying of Mr. Cartwriter's fields from the date of March 15th to 2025. I'm sorry, March 15th, 2025 to September 30th, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and second. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. Just a reminder, we introduced ordinance number 263 at our last month meeting. We have it out for advertisement as per required, and we will have our ordinance 263 public hearing at our next meeting on April 8th, beginning right at 7 o'clock. We'll open the meeting, move into a public hearing, and then come back to our regular meeting. All right, next thing is questions or concerns or comments from the community. We have any? Okay. All right, so none listed. Anyone have any concerns? Anything they want to discuss? All right, we'll move into our committee reports. Communication, Rental Housing Appeals Board, and Intergovernmental Relations. Councilman Naselrod.
The mayor and I attended a meeting a couple weeks ago with most of our state delegates in State Center. Just as an update in this session, all I can say is that municipal government intertwines with state government. I've been saying that, so there should be some updates. So watch the news, stay updated, make sure your voice is heard. And then also just want to reiterate, throughout Carroll County, there's a lot of municipal elections coming up that will all be in May. You can go to the Carroll County Board of Elections or Google Carroll County Elections 2025, and I know our site has them, as well as Westminster, Sykesville, and all that. So, yep, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, real quick, at that meeting with all the delegates, we were the only town present, so I thought that was good. I felt like we were represented and in the know, so it was like a halftime check-in.
Excellent, thank
So,
you guys
yep.
for going. All right, Parks and Recreation.
I attended the meeting last night, the board meeting, and here are some activities that are coming up. The vernal equinox celebration, which I learned means the first day of spring, on March the 19th from 6 to 8 p.m., and it consists of a walk and crafts and other activities. And then there's an egg hunt, and this is only for members only, April the 12th from 11 to 1 p.m. And the spring plant swap, which has always been incredible, bring a plant, take a plant, May the 18th from 11 to 1.
All right, thank you. Next, for community improvement projects and educational outreach, I was able to meet with one of the Boy Scout troops. I believe it was last Monday. They were here. It was approximately 10 fourth graders, so like 9 and 10-year-olds. They had a lot of interesting questions, lots of questions about speeding, and they had some, interesting perspectives on what we could do. And there was questions about other forms of energy. They discussed, have we looked into solar and those kind of things. So they had some interesting perspectives. They got to learn about the election process and that kind of thing. They got a tour. They were not able to see the police department. The guys were out in the community, which I told them, was a likelihood that they wouldn't be able to see it, but it was great to be able to have them here and answer some of their questions to help them with one of their merit badges. Additionally, coming up in the spring, in addition to the events that are being held at the Nature Center, there are a number of events in the community, especially around Easter time. There is an Easter egg hunt happening with the Manchester Happenings group on April 12th. The fire department is also hosting a Easter Bunny Bingo on April 12th as well, and it is Easter baskets as the prizes. So information is available on Facebook and on their website if you would like more information, or you can always talk to me. All right, next we have the North Carroll Business Alliance and Sustainability Task Force Committee.
The next meeting will be March 20th at noon to 1:30 at Green Mountain Station. So I should have something to report the next meeting, the next council meeting.
Okay. Planning and zoning and capital projects.
Planning and zoning didn't meet last month. However, we did have a working session earlier in the month to kind of review some of the zoning code and update some of the zoning code. We are scheduled to meet next Tuesday, the 18th.
Excellent. And our youth rep, come on up.
Okay. Hi. So I actually have a fair bit of news to report for the month of April because we have lots of stuff upcoming in the spring. First off, Newsies. The spring musical is on April 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th, so put that in your calendars. Tickets are $12 online, and they will be $15 at the door, but I suggest that you buy your tickets now because we are planning on selling out because we're hoping to have a full house. This is our big musical, big show. Spring sports tryouts just wrapped up earlier this week, and games will soon begin. I think tonight we had a softball scrimmage at the school, and I know that, I'm trying to find it. We have a tennis scrimmage and boys lacrosse tomorrow night at the school. We also had 6 Manchester Valley High School wrestlers place at the state wrestling tournament in the past couple weeks. And Manchester Valley High School awarded the Carson Scholarship, like the annual Carson Scholarship, $1,000 to sophomore Isla Haddon. So just congratulating her. March 19th, we have a fundraiser at Raising Cane's in Westminster. If you mention the fundraiser at the register, 15% of your sale will go towards the school. Class of 2028's Country Bingo, 2027, not 2028, they already had theirs. Their country-themed bingo will be on April 25th, and tickets are available for purchase now. They are $25 for standard purchase and $15 or $50 for a premium pack, which includes extra game cards and raffle tickets. We are also looking for people willing to sponsor bags, and if you're interested in that, there should be a link somewhere on the school website where you can contribute funds or contribute items to build our baskets. Battle of the Books is coming to Manchester Valley High School on March 28th, and we're looking for student volunteers, which I know doesn't apply to you guys, but just announcing for other people in the community, we need students that are willing to do that. And finally, our choral and instrumental departments had adjudications this week and last week. Choral and band were high scoring with other nations or other schools in the county. And the orchestra has their adjudications tomorrow at Westminster High School. So thank you, guys. That's all I have for this month.
Excellent, thank you. Lots happening over there, that's great to hear. All right. Any other questions or concerns or anything for this group?
Council members, this will be my last meeting. I have a couple days with Matt over the next several weeks, but I'm weaning myself off. He's a very good young man. He's been catching on very well, and it was my pleasure filling in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for coming on and helping us when we need it. And thank you also for showing Matt the ropes and being willing to be a phone call away if we need you.
He knows where I live.
All right, just a few reminders before we adjourn. Remember, if you're looking for scholarships, both the Charlotte Collette and the MML scholarships are available here or on our website. They are due in the next few weeks. If you are interested in running for one of the open council seats, those packets are due before our next meeting, so we need to have them back here at Town Hall by April 7th. So if you have any questions, reach out to the town and let them know. All right. If there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, second.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good night, everyone.